Does money buy you happiness? I think yes. Thank you so much for watching today. Just kidding. Hi friend, and welcome to another Chat on Fire. Today, let's actually explore an even better nuanced question. Is it worth it to pursue money to buy happiness? How much should we be pursuing? Why do some of us stay late at work or want a higher paying job? Why even wake up to go to work at all? Why do so many of us struggle so hard to save it or earn it or spend it? Of course, the answer is complicated. Some of us go to work because we feel a responsibility or obligation to ourselves or our family to provide shelter and food and transportation, or we like to spend on things that make us feel good. After shelter and food is taken care of, some of us go to work to make a difference in the world. Now, I know obviously money doesn't solve all problems, but it does solve money problems. There was a study in 2010 by psychologist Daniel Kahneman and Nobel Prize winning economist Angus Deaton, who researched the very question of whether or not having more money buys more happiness. They analyzed quality of life, joy, stress, anger, and affection that make our lives either happy or sad. They also analyzed what people think about their lives. What they found was that there is a dollar amount up to which you can level up quite a bit of happiness and improve your physical and emotional well-being. And that yearly earnings amount is $75,000 in 2010, or about $95,000 in 2021 adjusted for inflation, after which happiness did not increase by all that much. There is new research coming out, though, that shows that in first world countries, perhaps there is actually some benefit to continuing to make a salary past that $95,000 threshold that can improve well-being. I can already hear the critics now about this hard number that obviously depends on a ton of factors, like where someone lives, how happy they are in general outside of a money context, or what kind of experiences that they've had, whether good or bad. And I agree with all these points. I'm just presenting the data from these studies, so don't burn me for that. All I'm trying to say is that by gaining more money up to a certain threshold, you get to worry less about fundamental needs like having enough food to eat or stable housing and the ability to pay the rent every month and getting reliable transportation or being able to afford hanging out and doing activities with the people that you care about. There is something to say about feeling okay with buying whatever quality produce you desire at the market and not having to worry about whether or not you can put gas in your tank or if you can make rent next month. After a certain income level, you can afford better health insurance, afford houses in better neighborhoods so your kids can get a better education. You can eliminate areas of unhappiness with more money. That seems for sure. You can also have the option to do less of the unpleasant stuff and spend more time doing things that actually bring you happiness. Now, besides the money, there are plenty of other job-related things that can bring happiness. Perhaps accomplishments in your field of work or a feeling that you are contributing to the improvement of the world can make us feel fulfilled. Maybe it's working as a team, collaborating with your colleagues to accomplish something bigger than you can ever accomplish by yourself. There are definitely many things outside of money that bring us meaning in our lives. Nobody denies that. But since this channel is about financial wellness, let's focus on that aspect. The key thing about money and happiness is that you should choose wisely on what you do with it. And here's where having more money can bring more happiness above that $95,000 threshold. Let me share the secret. Invest in your relationships. Spend your money on these key 3 things to level up your relationships and connections with others. Number 1, experiences. Number 2, buying time. And number 3, charitable giving. First, let's talk about experiences with friends and family. If you spend money on dinner out with your friends, where you get to chat and bond, or go on a trip to learn something new, experience a new culture, see new sights, you will increase your level of happiness. Friends, family, and your social support network are going to be very important in creating beautiful, sweet memories that you will cherish for the rest of your lives. Without money, sometimes it may be hard to say yes to these fun things that your friends want to do with you. That being said, if you don't have a lot of coin to spend with your loved ones, that may be something that you also want to have an open and honest conversation about, because I also don't believe that you should be going into debt to keep up with the lifestyles and activities that your more financially well-off friends are living. Most of the time, the people that are important to you will totally respect where you're coming from and may be willing to do things that fit your budget if they are truly your good friends. It may not be reasonable to alter a group vacation where everyone is staying together, but choosing a place for dinner for a night that fits everyone's budget, that's totally doable as an example. The interesting thing about experiences is that planning for them and remembering them can continue to give you lasting joy even after the experience is over. You're free to pick and choose which aspects to remember and even embellish if it will make you more fond of the memory. But you might say, if I buy this big screen TV or a nice car, can I experience it over and over again? The problem is that we get accustomed to the item, and unfortunately it brings diminishing joy each time. Ask yourself this: does the item that you bought a few years back that you were so excited to get bring you the same joy as it did when it was new to you? What you should try to avoid is the hedonic treadmill, where you get into a cycle of dissatisfaction, where you work, make money, buy things in hopes of getting happier and then work more. That's a losing game, mainly because humans are adaptable creatures. The increased stress from work negates the nicer thing that you plan to purchase. Let me know if I'm wrong on this one. Instead of buying bigger, more expensive things, consider using money to actually solve some problems that you have and to remove some stressors in your everyday lives. If you take the bus, consider buying a used car to save time and anxiety if you can save up for that. Build your team, hire cleaners, get food delivered if you can afford it. Next, let's talk about buying time for your relationships. Many studies show that having close friends is critical to boosting happiness, and spending time with them will make you feel much better than buying something ever will. Here is such a wonderful opportunity to create a win-win situation. For example, if you have the extra money, hire someone to clean the house or mow the lawn. That person that you hire can probably do a better job in less time than it could take you to do the exact same job. You provide a monetary opportunity for someone else to improve their own well-being by allowing them to have food, shelter, and transportation with the money that you pay them. As long as you use the time gained to do something with someone you care about, again with family or friends, or if you use the time to improve your own wellness, like going out for a hike or some fresh air, or meditating or some other exercise, then that money spent could very well bring some more joy. Unfortunately, especially for women, outsourcing can be viewed by society as something negative. Like when you outsource childcare or motherhood, some might see you as less of a mom. Honestly, I hate that. I'd say people should just shut up. The thing is, people might judge you no matter what, whether you work too little or too much, or do too little or too much mom stuff. Just do what feels right and what feels good to you. Third, let's talk about charitable giving. If you use your money to support a person or a cause that's important to you, your body can get a boost of dopamine, serotonin, and oxytocin, all which give you that fuzzy feeling. I have this important goal every month where I must take out someone richer than me for dinner and someone poorer than me. This helps me level up relationships on all levels. The person who is much richer than you will definitely remember the gesture and can potentially help you down the line. Remember, a lot of success in life is about success in relationships. And that's all for today, my friends. Feel free to subscribe if you want to have more money chats. Share this episode with a friend who doesn't think money buys happiness. Happy spending, and let's get financially savvy together.